everyone, hope you are doing well. I'm Yash and I have Pawan with me here, who was recently part of Meta's Creator Day. If you're not aware, Meta hosted Creator Day in Mumbai recently, their flagship event to celebrate content creators worldwide. So, Pawan, looking at the stories and reels of the event, I can surely say it was a stellar event. So, just can you talk us through what the whole day was about?
Yeah, I think the day before the event, I was just getting DMs and messages, ki, can I get an invite? Do I have a +1? And I was like, wow, people are really excited about this because literally every creator, not just from Bombay, but from across Maharashtra was going to come to attend this event. And it was really amazing to, be part of it. Of course, I think a lot of you can also still just go and check out on Meta India's page how the announcements were and what the flow of the session was. But to give you like a personal, let's say, takeaways about the event or how my experience was, as soon as you enter, you know this is something that's very creative. Like they had like installations where creators can like shoot videos, just take pictures, put up collab reels and all of those things across the venue. And like it was like massive. Like you enter it and how probably you feel if you have gone to Agra and seen the Taj Mahal, you feel, oh wow, this is so grand and mesmerizing. It was of that kind, and the energy and vibe of the place was just in general like very creative. And like you meet anybody and they're like, oh, they're talking about content, they're talking about how they've been using Instagram, what recent campaign they did, what recent reels they had put up. So it was really great to be in an environment like that and just hear conversations and be around people who are interested in content and in general on social media. So it was nice. It was great. As soon as I stepped in, I didn't know like all the creators out there because there were some 500, 600 or maybe more than that creators, and I just knew I've seen them in my Explorer page sometimes, but I never knew them. So it was great to just from your screen seeing them in real life. That was like a great experience for me. But like, yeah, happy to answer if you have any specific you want to know about any sessions or something.
Yeah, I want to know how the event flow was because it went on for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
What was really happening?
It was actually for 12 hours, if 10 to 12 hours. Like we started with Ajit Mohan, who's the MD for Meta India, who gave like an opening keynote. Some very interesting pointers that he shared was, and in fact he also referred that Mark Zuckerberg is very bullish on the Indian market and they are investing heavily in India and the potential that India and India's creator economy has. Of course, like all of us know that it's the value that it holds for all platforms out there. So it started with that, and the next thing was like a big surprise for everybody, which was Ranveer Singh performing. Nobody knew that, and I was just like surprised. And what I have always heard that how the energy that Ranveer brings on the stage or to like an event, I witnessed that. Like people went crazy. I cannot tell you or express to you what really the word crazy means here.
But I can imagine. Because looking at everyone's stories was like, why am I not there? It was really surprising to see Ranveer there.
Yeah, and nobody knew that. So it was even more like, just enjoyable as like a surprise. And he performed on Apna Time Maika and he was like rapping. And post that, I think Just Neil, when he crossed 1 million followers on Instagram, he created a song with the devil. And I had never heard that song, but he knew that song. And I think that's just great as how Ranveer Singh is really into rap and the whole scene. So I heard that song for the first time. They all performed that song. It was really, again, like a great energy that he created. The person probably who was in Ranveer's team, he had to literally like hold him and take him backstage because the time was running and this was also live streamed. So it was great for him to like be there and just witness him performing over there. The next thing was where Nicola, who is like VP of Global Business at Meta, she talked a lot about how some creators like Focused Indian, Karan, how they have been growing in this past 2 years, how she enjoys watching reels from India and Indian creators. I think either one of them, either Ajit or Nicola, one of them talked about how they are also now going to see the potential or invest into metaverse, and in fact NFTs have been started on Instagram as well. Not sure if this is like created for India yet, or it's the feature is open for India yet, but at least in the US it has started. So that was great. They shared some lot of data points also about how you can use the platform and how you can grow on this platform. Post that, then there were multiple sessions where Neil was talking about something. There was a particular session about how to crack brand deals. There was another session which I attended with Saransh and Sakshi, where they were talking about burnout and how it's important to take a break. They had a very interesting format of running a quiz on Kahoot, and I did not win that quiz. I was on the 5th position in the leaderboard, but the person who won that, they probably got some vouchers from Saran. So that was also again great. And post that, it was open for networking, and I think that's the most important point, and the thing that I also thoroughly enjoyed at the event. I met Shefali Bhatt, who's a journalist and writes about creator economy. A lot of other entrepreneurs, talent managers and creators were present. In fact, some of the creators who were regional content creators, I met one person, his name, like his Instagram handle is Government Musafir. He traveled all the way from Nagpur for this particular event, and he creates content on food. So knowing people from across the country, there was somebody else, my old time friend Nimi, who's from Aurangabad. She was there at the event. I met her after 3 years, and this kind of also showed that Instagram or Meta as a platform is also sees the potential into regional content, and not just, let's say, Hindi or English, but these few people are just creating content in a particular demographic. This could be based on geography or, let's say, language.
Right.
And they are also important to the platform, and I personally really enjoy seeing Marathi content on Instagram. It could be food also. Like recent reel that I saw was about somebody talking about how Varan Bhat is such an important thing, and my all-time Vada Pav exploration reels that I keep seeing. So I think that networking part was also like really great.
Yeah, it's great because it's not every day you see 500 creators at one single place.
Yeah,
and people like Daniel Mack from the US and Kili Paul from Africa, and they collaborated with so many Indian creators, and it's actually so wholesome to see so many collaboration reels coming up from that single event.
I mean,
so that speaks volume.
Exactly.
About
the reel of Ranveer Singh and Daniel.
Yeah, that was really
that was crazy, and I was like, oh wow, this is like really great. I'm sure a lot of other creators also made such collab reels. In fact, like, because there are 600, 700 creators in the room, they were all like just chit-chatting with each other, working with each other, creating so many reels. So obviously those reels are out there, and if you guys are watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Spotify, just comment below, or just tag us or send us these reels. If you were there at the event, just send it to us on Instagram DM, and we'll reshare it, because we really want to showcase to our community as well the power of collaboration that such events hold. Of course, we at Pepper have not been able to do this in an offline manner, but we have done this in virtual events. Exactly. So we have done that, but seeing this in an offline manner was, of course, like great.
And it's also great to see that they are doing it in 5 Indian cities.
Yeah,
they are doing it worldwide as well, but 5 Indian cities, and they've already covered Mumbai. So the potential, now the bar is set.
Yeah, so and imagine a creator seeing their hoardings at BKC somewhere.
I was just gonna come to that it is inspiring for me as well.
Of course, I mean, as soon as I came from the event, I started posting on Instagram. I'm like, I want to be active on this platform.
Someday I can also be on that hoarding, maybe.
And that aspiration and that proof of work is there, right? I mean, somebody who was just like similar to, let's say, me, who has been creating content so consistently. I was not doing it consistently, but you can see that proof of work and that trust on the platform, that once you are consistent on this platform, you can express your thoughts through content.
Right.
You can be that person who's on those hoardings, who's at the stage, whose songs Ranveer Singh is singing,
yeah.
and people know and are, just seeing you. So I think that's something that is really, was like a big takeaway for me and every other creator out there, that if you're consistent on this platform, you can definitely like grow and be out there also. So I think that's a great thing that Meta as a platform is doing. No, I'm not like bragging about them just because I was at the event, but I think the potential.
It was a one of a kind experience.
It was. Yeah.
You would want more brands, like even like you would want Pepper also to
exactly like that's an
more.
aspiration.
Yeah.
The minute I came back home from the event, I was telling Rishabh that, dude, this is the scale that we want to do at for our creators. But obviously there's a difference between Meta and what we do at Pepper. So I think the scale might be different, but you cannot take away that they are really doing great things for creators and small business
What do you
owners.
think now? What does it speak about the creator ecosystem going forward, such events?
So I think these events really, just share out and, talk about the potential that's out there. A lot of times, I think this was 5 years back or 6 years back, people used to think about, should I be a full-time creator or not? Like, there was an era where Prajakta Kohli or Bhuvan Bam, let's say Prajakta was an RJ. From there, she was parallelly doing, let's say, YouTube, and then moved to YouTube full-time.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That doubt should be there right now in the minds of people. As long as, you have a craft and, you can be consistent with it. You have a unique, let's say, style of expression and voice. There is scope for you to grow and, just have this as full-time thing. There's no question about it. Of course, the newer things that are happening in Web3 through NFTs, or all other things, that will always keep happening. But if I just stand alone see at Instagram as a platform, they've started with like super subscribers or whatever that label is, where you can have like monthly subscription like Patreon does. You can have like a close friend group where they are paying you for exclusive content and stuff like that. They are bringing in NFTs on the platform. So I think the potential is massive, and it just says out there. For me also, like we are doing this podcast, we're thinking about starting a new Instagram page for the podcast separately.
Yeah.
So I think there is the potential out there. Anybody who's thinking about starting an Instagram page or whatever, a content IP or in general a content organization or whatever you want to call it, you shouldn't be doubting about it. Just take that leap of faith and start that, and I think be consistent with it, and like you will grow into that. So I think that's like a big takeaway from the event, that this creator economy is here to stay, and we should make the most of it.
Awesome. On that note, thank you so much, Pawan. It was a great recap, and I'm looking forward to more such events that Meta does and we do as well.
Yeah. Everybody, if you want to watch out, just check out the recording of the entire event from the link in the description of this episode. And if you have more questions, if you want to ask us some questions about how different creators can be part of the Pepper community, or any brands who can partner with us with Pepper content, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram DM. You can also reach out to us on community@peppercontent.in. We are super active on our email address as well, and we're just happy to answer or address any questions that you might have or partner with you folks. So thank you so much for listening to this episode.
And yeah, thanks for tuning in. See you in the next episode. Bye.